our eye is in the shape of spherical, right? It's exactly not in the shape of, it's look like a spherical shape. So here we can see the white patch here. I can see that is some kind of bulge like shape, isn't it? So this shape, which is called as a cornea. So this shape, which is the outer membrane of our human eye. So as we can see, as we can see our eyes, so there is a white in color, that is like something like bulge like shape we can see, right? And that is white in color, and that is transparent. Actually, that is transparent. So that place is called as a cornea. That is called as a cornea. Now, what is the function of the cornea? The first function is the most of the light. See, as we can see here, see the most of the light which are coming from outer world, right? These eyes can be refracted through the cornea. See, the most of the light which can be refracted, or I can say that the cornea allows the refraction of light from the outer world, right? And and the second one, if any damages occurred from the external agencies or external or any foreign bodies to our eye, that has been protected by our membrane. That membrane is called as a cornea, isn't it? Suppose if anything accidentally or but by any chance, if anything which hurts to our eye, that thing can be protected by the membrane. That transparent membrane is called as a cornea, and that can be protected, that works as a protective membrane, right? And moreover, this cornea, which doesn't allow the any foreign particles, right? If any dust or any fog or whatever, like any foreign bodies or any foreign particles, which does not allow into the our eye, right? So these are the functions of cornea, right? And then next, after cornea and the next level, if you move to the next level, we can find out iris. We can find out iris. So usually the iris, we of course we have observed, like there are some people, they might be having the some kind of brown in color. Their eyes will be in the brown in color, and some of the people, they are having the bluish color and some green color, isn't it? Of course, we can see the, or we have seen the different colors of the eyes, isn't it? So for those different colors, that can be determined by the iris, right? So iris, which usually gives the colors to the human eye, right? And the main crucial function of the iris is, which can be controls the amount of light which can be enters into the pupil, right? The main point is, the crucial point is this iris, which can be controls, isn't it? That can be controls the amount of light which can be entering into the pupil. Again, we can go to the pupil. The pupil is the one of the which is the black diaphragm. We can see that one of the black in color, right? We can see in the eyes, that is one of the black patch color. We can see that black patch color is nothing but a pupil, right? Usually this pupil that can be regulates and controls the size of the pupil, isn't it? So iris is the one of the once if we talk about the iris, then when we move into the pupil, this pupil is one of the black diaphragm, isn't it? And this regulates and controls the amount of light which can be passes through inside the human eye, right? So now, as we can see here, there are some kind of light which is entered into the human eye, isn't it? Here we can see this is the light which has entered into the light. So this light has been controlled by the pupil, right? So again, this pupil, whenever if we see the bright light, suppose if we bring a torch in front of our eye, once if we switch on the flash, our pupil will be see, this is the one of the example. Our pupil will be, which will be diminished, or I can say instead of using the diminished, I can say that this pupil will be contract, because the high sensitive beam of light which are entering into the our eye, that may cause some damages to our nerve system, right? Inside the human eye, there are some sensitiveness that can be damaged by the whenever the high flash which are entered into the human eye, right? So because of that damage, it should be avoided. So for that, this pupil will be controls the amount of intensity, I can say that, or controls the amount of light which can be entered into the human eye. And there is a parallelly, there is a one more phenomenon, like suppose if we are in a very dim light. So whenever we are in a dim light, our pupil will get relaxed, and our pupil will get uh, extends, or pupil will be extends to allow the most of light which are falls on the sensitive cells inside the human eye, right? Again, after that, we can once finishing the pupil, if we move into the convex lens. So usually the convex lens, of course, we are very familiar for the convex lens. This convex lens, which is thicker at the middle and thinner at the edges, isn't it? So at the middle, we can see that that is a thicker in size, right? So here the convex lens usually that can be converges the light beam. So whatever the light beam which are coming from the outer world, from the cornea and iris, so that can be allow them to converge on the screen, right? So this is the function of the uh, convex lens, and which also uses for the power of accommodation. We will study about in the upcoming videos and upcoming live classes. So there we will study. Then afterwards, this convex lens which produces the real and inverted image on the screen. We should always remember our our human eye, which consists of convex lens, and this lens can be produced as the real and inverted image on the screen, right? So after once the real and inverted image which we got on the screen, that uh, whatever the light sensitivities which are present over there, that can be having the connection through the optic nerve. So this optic nerve that can be transfer the message to our brain in terms of electric pulses, right? By electric pulses, these optic nerves that can be figure it out the images, and that can be sent to our brain by electric pulses. And this is made up of the, and these are made up of the number of, or the enormous number of the light sensitive cells, right? Okay, so these are all about the functions of the different parts of the human eye, isn't it? So in the upcoming classes, we can study about the power of accommodation and defect of vision of their correction, defect and their connections,